Okay guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a simple and yet effective trading model which I call the breaker block entry model. I've used this model to get a whole lot of wonderful trades, and I've posted the before and after of this trade on my Telegram channel. You can go and check them out. All of them are there with timestamp. So let's get into it. Breaker block trading model. Now before we go into this model, I'll put a video in the description box below. Before you have a very peak understanding of how to trade breaker block, you need to understand market structure, you need to understand liquidity, and to a certain level I've definitely take out time to create a series of video which I'm going to put in the description box below, where you watch and understand market structure and liquidity. So you can pause this video and go and watch that video on market structure and liquidity and get a full knowledge so that you can dissect that with what we are going to be watching on this video. Now breaker block model is just following the trend. Now you need to understand market structure and you trade with the trend. I told you, if a market is going bearish, there is over 50% probability that the market will continue going bearish. So you always want to ride with the market here. So let's say we have a bearish market here and the market is dumping, series of lower lows and lower highs. Now for every low in the market is expected to create a 50% retracement. Now let's say this, we have an expansion. The expansion is supposed to create a 50% retracement all the way to this level and bounce back down and continue going. Now if the market refuses to create a 50% retracement, it simply means we have a pending order block around that zone. So let's say I said fair value gap and breaker block. So let's say we have a expansion to the downside this way and we have this retracement this way, and from here we just had a dump. Now what do you notice? If you take a look at the chart here, you can see that we have a breaker block zone at this point, which the market did not fulfill. As you can see, the market did not fulfill. This retracement over here did not come all the way to this point and fulfill and fill up the gap. So it means we have a fair value gap. From this zone here, we have a fair value gap. All of this zone here is a fair value gap, and the market will definitely come back to fill the fair value gaps. Now we have a fair value gap and we have liquidity. This is what you want to pay attention to. Fair value gaps and liquidity, you always want to pay attention to them when trading breaker blocks. Now when you have a fair value gap and you have liquidity lying at this point, now this is another structure in which is being formed and it created liquidity. So you want to make sure that you have liquidity and you have your fair value gap all marked out this way. Now when you have your liquidity, you have your fair value gap, there is over 70% probability that the market will come, take out your fair value gap, respect your breaker block zone and bounce back. And this is just the only model you need. This is simple. Trading technical analysis is not supposed to be complicated. Technical analysis is not complicated. You just need to open your mind to understanding the market and how to navigate it. So let me go over to the real chart here to show you what I did and how the same model works. So we have this market dumping. As you can see, the market is dumping, creating series of lows and highs, lows and high. Now what do you understand? This is the breaker block zone here. Did the market come over to fulfill the breaker block level? No, instead it came to this point and we saw a dip from here. Now as you can see, we have a liquidity lying there, we have our fair value gaps, we have our breaker block. So if the market is retracing, where do you expect the market to go? Take out the liquidity and respect your breaker block and bounce down. Easy. Now let's look at the first example in which I have here, and I told you this work on everything. So if you take a look at what we had here, the market was dumping, right? We have this zone here, it came all the way to this side, we have a little retracement here, we have a break. What do you notice? We had a liquidity here, this is our breaker block, and we have a fair value gap around here. So what is the market going to do? Fill up all of this gap at this point and bounce back down. It's not complicated. It's just you just have to train your eyes to seeing this thing each and every time. It's really not complicated, guys, and I can show you series of examples. You just have to be patient to wait for this setup to play out, and once you see it, don't think twice. Smash that leverage and shoot, bro. We're hitting TP. Okay guys, so subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'm going to keeping you updated. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Telegram. I share quality content on trading. Have a lovely day ahead.